What's up guys, it's James here and welcome to another video. In this video I'll be reviewing episode 4 of RWBY Volume 6. Now this episode, speaking from a personal point of view, was an okay episode. It didn't really have a lot going for it considering the time frame of this episode only being 30 minutes long. But at the end of the day I felt like it was an appropriate amount of time simply because of what the episode was based on. And this episode essentially is a episode showing us the aftermath of Ozpin's story with Team RWBY and Crow, as well as the fact that it shows us what happens to Mercury and Emerald and the big dude with them when they return to Salem after their mission failed when getting the relic. So we'll start with Team RWBY and Crow. Now, this scene, it was justified. The actions towards Ozpin was justified. However, it still made me feel a bit uncomfortable. Personally, I wouldn't have had Crow punch Ozpin in the face. And I thought Crow's speech about him saying his worst ever luck is meeting Ozpin was a bit over the top. I mean, he probably was angry, and I know when people are angry they say things that they don't quite mean, so that's understandable. But at the end of the day, Crow's character seems to be someone who should have his head level pretty much all the time. And the girls' reaction, that was, again, justified, and I can sympathise with it. They're a lot younger, so they shouldn't be as mature as Crow should be. I mean, Crow literally punched him so hard he flew into a tree. And even after this discussion, I just found it weird that Ozpin ran away. I mean, he locked himself in Oscar's mind and he's not coming out, so he's running away from the confrontation instead of actually facing it head on. So, you know, Ozpin's character's going down a bit in my books. We then have another scene where Oscar's he says to RWBY, you know, I'm just another one of his clones, another body to him. And RWBY tries to reassure him, but then Crow, still being angry, just says, don't lie to him, RWBY, we're better than that. Which, I hope at the end of the day that's not what becomes of Oscar, because his character, he deserves a bit more. Then, going on to the dark side with Salem, it was a nice thing to see. I mean, personally, I find the animation quality really good, like I've been saying in these reviews, but the detail to the characters have vastly improved. And that's only a good thing in my books, because before this episode, whenever Emerald was on the screen, I didn't really take much notice. But in this episode, I found Emerald to be more, her character stood out a lot more. Whether or not they've just put a darker outline around her character to sort of bring her out from the background, or it was the fact that it was based on her solely due to the fact that Cinder's not there anymore and we've got the other members sort of teasing her about that. But when Salem is questioning the three of them about who was the failure of that mission, they're all reluctant to say Cinder, which shows great loyalty towards that character. And this episode does well in setting up Emerald's sort of turn against Salem. I mean, she is loyal to Cinder after all, and Cinder's no longer in the picture. But another thing did confuse me in this scene, and that is Salem saying that Cinder is still alive. Now, it wasn't explained to us how she knew. Maybe it was to do with a weird, like, grim arm thing that she's got, but we don't know. The episode basically continues as follows. We then get introduced to a place called Torchwick Farm. Not Torchwick, Burnswick Village, which immediately reminded me of Torchwick. And Salem, on her side, after finding out that Ozpin had reincarnated, told everyone to leave and just screamed the whole building down, really. And the episode ended. So to me, I found this to be like a third final part within the episode. So if you look at episode 1, that was like an episode to show this is what's happened, this is where they're going. It's an information episode. But then you've got the story being revealed, you then got the actual story itself in the middle, and then you got the conclusion with episode 4. I found it to be like a mini arc within the overall sort of volume of volume 6. So that's a nice little touch. Or that could have just been me. However, I'm going to leave the review there for today. Because it was a short episode, there's not really much to talk about. Except from things that I've just spoken already. So with that out of the way, if you like the video, don't forget to give it a good thumbs up. If you dislike the video, you can dislike the video. Put a comment down in the comment section, letting me know why you disliked it. If you have any questions or theories, again, put them down in the comments and I'll try to reply to them as much as I can. But other than that, I'm James Downson, signing off. Catch you guys later.